The camera drifts slowly over a vast Antarctic penguin colony at pale dawn. Thousands of Gentoo penguins stand together in the gray morning light. Among them, our male penguin stands beside his mate, pressing his chest gently against hers. They vocalize softly, a private language only they understand. The world is cold, but here, in this moment, it is warm. He grooms her neck feathers carefully with his beak. She tilts her head and closes her eyes. Their nest, a careful ring of selected pebbles, sits between them. He has been collecting these stones for weeks. Each one chosen, each one placed with intention. The feeding season demands sacrifice. With one last look back at his mate, he joins the marching line heading toward the distant ocean. She watches him go, still and silent, her eyes tracking him until he disappears into the gray distance. He dives into the freezing black water. Beneath the surface, he becomes something else entirely, a torpedo of pure instinct. He twists and accelerates through dark water, chasing silver clouds of fish. For a brief moment, the pain of the world above does not exist. Without warning, a leopard seal erupts from below. Massive, silent until it isn't. It clamps onto his left flipper and drags him downward. He twists violently. He fights. He breaks free, but the flipper is torn and wrong. He surfaces gasping, bleeding into the black water. The current carries him. He washes onto a dark rocky beach, far, too far. He lies still on the stones for a long time. The wind moves his feathers. The ocean pulls back. Only his chest moves. Breathing, still breathing. He tries to rise. Falls. Tries again. His left flipper hangs useless at his side. He looks out at the white emptiness stretching before him. Somewhere beyond that horizon, she is waiting. He does not know how far. He begins to walk. The camera pulls wide. The penguin is a single black dot moving across an infinite white canvas. The wind blows against him. Each step leaves a faint red mark on the ice. He does not stop. Dark clouds build on the horizon like a wall. The temperature drops visibly. Surface snow begins racing across the ice in violent streams. He tucks his injured flipper tight against his body and leans forward into the coming storm. He presses himself flat against a dark rock as the blizzard hits with full force. Winds scream. Visibility drops to nothing. He is a small black shape in a white chaos. He does not move. He simply endures. This is all he can do. This is enough. The storm has passed. He is half buried in snow. Then, a movement. He shakes himself free slowly, one small motion at a time. He stands. He orients himself by some ancient internal compass. He begins walking again. A close shot of his left flipper. The injury is visible, swollen, darkened, held tight against his body. Yet he moves with a rhythm that suggests he has already accepted it. The pain is not a reason to stop. It is simply weather. He reaches a partially frozen meltwater stream crossing his path. He steps onto the ice carefully. It creaks. He freezes. Steps again. The ice holds. He crosses slowly, one careful step at a time, and continues north. For the first time, he stops. He sits down heavily on the ice, chest heaving. His eyes close for a moment. The camera holds on his face, exhaustion written in every line. But his feet are still pointed forward. Even in rest, he is already going home. A shadow crosses him. He looks up. A skua, large, dark, opportunistic, circles overhead. It lands nearby and watches him with cold yellow eyes. He meets its gaze. Does not flinch. Does not run. The skua waits. The penguin stands back up. The skua flies away. The camera looks back at the trail he has made. A long, slightly uneven line of small footprints stretching back to the horizon. He has come far. He does not know how far he still has to go. He keeps walking. Back at the colony, his mate stands at their pebble nest. Other penguins have returned. Males and females reuniting with calls and chest pressing all around her. She calls once. No answer. She calls again. Silence. She settles back onto the nest and waits. Darkness falls over the ice. In Antarctica, the night is not absolute. A pale blue twilight lingers. He keeps walking in the dim light. His footsteps are slower now. His breathing is visible as small clouds of frost in the freezing air. A brief visual, the two of them at their nest, pressing foreheads together. The warmth of the colony around them. The sound of her call in his mind. The camera returns to the present. The empty ice, the pale sky, the lone penguin still moving forward. Dawn of the third day. He crests a small ice ridge and stops. Below him stretches more white emptiness. But the quality of the light has changed slightly. Something in his body responds to it. He is halfway. He does not know this, but he keeps walking. He slips on a patch of glassy ice and goes down hard on his injured side. He lies still for a terrible moment. The camera waits. Then, slowly, he pushes himself back up with his good flipper. His face shows nothing except the direction he is going. He passes a small tidal pool. He stops and looks at the dark water. He is starving, 3 days without food. He tries to reach the water's edge, but the rocks are too steep with one usable flipper. He watches the water for a long moment, then walks on. He encounters a small group of Gentoo penguins moving in the opposite direction, toward the sea. They pass each other. One stops and looks at him, at his damaged flipper, his worn feet, his determined direction. Then it continues on its way. The world does not pause for private suffering. For the first time in days, pale Antarctic sunlight breaks through the clouds. It falls across the ice and turns it briefly gold. He stops and stands in it for a moment, feathers absorbing the rare warmth. His eyes close, then open. He walks on. At the colony, a neighboring male penguin approaches her nest, eyeing the prime location. She squares herself and calls sharply. He retreats. She resettles onto the pebbles. Around her, life continues. She does not move from this spot. She has not moved in days. His footsteps are now visibly shallower, less force, more determination. The camera tracks alongside him at ground level, matching his pace. His breath comes in short rhythmic clouds. His eyes are fixed on the horizon ahead. Nothing else exists. He reaches a difficult section, dark volcanic rock, jagged and uneven. Climbing with one working flipper is brutal. He falls twice, gets up twice. By the time he reaches the other side, there is fresh blood on the rocks behind him. A pair of Antarctic petrels wheel overhead in the gray sky. The camera follows them briefly, their effortless flight a quiet contrast to what is happening below. They do not look down. The penguin does not look up. Everyone has their own journey. For the first time since the attack, he vocalizes a soft, low call into the empty air. Not loud enough to reach anyone. Perhaps not meant to. Perhaps it is simply the sound a body makes when it is reminding itself why it is still moving. He crests a ridge, and below him, dark water. The ocean. He has been walking parallel to it for days. Now he stops and stares at it. Somewhere along this coast is his colony. He adjusts his direction and continues walking. Closer now. Something changes in his behavior, subtle but visible. His head comes up slightly. His pace marginally increases. The camera catches his nostrils moving, reading the air. The wind carries something. A smell. The smell of 10,000 penguins. He stops completely. In the distance, barely audible, the sound of the colony. A wall of calls and noise carried on the wind. His entire body responds. He calls back, loudly, urgently, for the first time since he began this journey. At the colony, she raises her head suddenly. Among 10,000 calls, something has changed. She calls out, once, twice. The camera holds on her face, listening, waiting. The sound has not come again yet, but she heard something. He is moving faster now despite everything. His body is failing, but something beyond his body is pushing him forward. Each step is a small act of refusal. Refusal to lie down, refusal to stop, refusal to die alone on the ice. The colony appears on the horizon, a dark mass against the white ice, alive with movement and sound. He stops and stares at it for a long moment. The camera slowly pushes in on his face. Something in his expression shifts, not relief yet. Not yet, but close. He begins descending toward the colony. Other penguins at the edge notice him. An individual approaching alone from the wrong direction, moving strangely. They watch him, but do not interfere. He moves through them like a ghost, calling now, calling her specific call. She hears it clearly this time. Her head snaps up. She stands fully upright, calling back. She begins moving toward the sound, weaving through the crowd, her voice rising in urgency. The camera cuts between them, getting closer with every edit. He sees her. She sees him. Both stop for one impossible second. Then she is moving toward him, and he is moving toward her, and the distance between them is collapsing. They meet. He presses his chest into hers, and she wraps her good flipper around him, and he lowers his head onto her chest, and they stand like this without moving. Around them the colony continues its noise and life. But here, Silence. Just two penguins. Just this. She pulls back and looks at his left flipper, damaged, held wrong against his body. She touches it gently with her beak. He flinches slightly. She makes a soft sound. She begins carefully grooming around the injury with delicate precision. He closes his eyes. She leads him slowly back to their pebble nest. He walks beside her, matching her pace. When they arrive, he looks at the nest, the stone she has maintained and guarded alone. He touches one stone with his beak. She watches him do this. She regurgitates food for him, the stored fish from her last feeding. He accepts it. He is starving, and the food is everything. She watches him eat with quiet attention. This is love expressed in the only language available: presence and provision. They stand together at their nest in the pale Antarctic night. He leans against her. She adjusts her body to support his weight. The camera slowly pulls back, two small shapes in a vast cold world, holding each other up. 3 days of rest. His body has begun to recover minimally. Not the flipper, which will never fully heal, but his strength is returning. He grooms her. She grooms him. The nest is maintained. Life continues its rhythm. He tests himself, walks a small circle around the nest. His gait is permanently changed, a slight lean to compensate for the injured flipper. But he moves. She watches every step. He completes the circle and returns to her side. Wide shot of the colony. Thousands of penguins in every direction, an ancient community on ancient ice. Among them, two penguins at a small pebble nest. Unremarkable to anyone watching. Extraordinary to each other. Despite everything, despite the injury and the exhaustion and the 40 miles, he moves slowly away from the nest and finds a new pebble. Dark, smooth, well-shaped. He carries it carefully back in his beak and places it on the nest. She watches him do this. She looks at the pebble, then at him. She makes the soft vocalization, the private sound between them. He responds with the same sound. The conversation is complete. The pebble says everything that cannot be said any other way. They stand together at the edge of the colony, looking out at the gray ocean. The water that nearly killed him. The water he will have to enter again. But not today. Today he stands here beside her, and the ocean can wait. The camera rises slowly upward, the two penguins growing smaller as the vast Antarctic landscape expands around them. The colony, the ice, the gray sky, the distant ocean. Two small creatures in an enormous world. The male penguin stands slightly crooked, his injured flipper held close. But he is standing. He is here. He made it home. Asterisk. He walked 40 miles on a broken body across the most hostile place on Earth. Not for survival. For her.